Hi guys, back with another review of Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 5, Till Death. So this episode focuses on Sherry and Dwight and how they're doing after, I guess, what happened in the Season 6 finale. So they basically ended up staying with a family because they had like a bunker under their house. And I guess they've been staying together ever since. And, when the radiation and everything happened. And they've kind of made a name for themselves, like being like the Black Horses or something. And then Strand, I guess he finds out about them, so he sends out people and his trusted, companion to, go find them and bring them to Strand. Also, like before then, I guess Dwight kind of kills one of these people who was trying to kill them, and Dwight doesn't really want to kill people because he's not really that kind of person anymore, especially from the things he did in his past. But then Sherry, still says how much he's changed and he's not that kind of person anymore. And it was a clean kill, yeah. But then, basically it gets to a point where they go back to, the family who they've been with since, the bomb went off. And it seems like they have a good connection with them, like, and they have like a little girl as well, which I feel like Dwight, wants to have a family, and just, having that little girl around kind of reminds him of what he really wants with Sherry, but he doesn't really say it to her until, like, I guess, near the end of the episode, yeah. But yeah, when they go back out, it seems like someone needs help, but it's actually a trick, and it's actually Strand's people and, his companion, and basically, they take Sherry and Dwight hostage, and they take him to Strand, and because Strand doesn't really know who these Black Horses is, they just basically made a name for themselves, so they don't really know. Well, he doesn't really know who the Black Horsemen actually are until they're being brought to Strand, and then when he finds out, he just has like this big laugh, like ha 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 ha. Yeah, Strand man, funny guy. Yeah, it's kind of cool what they're doing with Strand this season. Yeah, very intriguing with this world that he's trying to build and how he's trying to explain that to, Dwight and Sherry, but they're not really buying into it because they've kind of been in a similar situation like this. And then when they see those pictures on the wall, probably kind of reminds them of Negan. When you had those pictures on the wall with people's heads smashed in, and you kind of see one with Glenn that Dower gets shown, and yeah. So basically, what Strand's building, it kind of reminds them of what Negan did, and I'm not because what has Strand called this place? Did he call it like actually the Sanctuary? I'm not really sure about that, but yeah, because I remember one of the characters saying that. Yeah. But yeah, basically they just decide to leave because they don't really like what they're doing there. But later on in the episode, it does get to a point where they're thinking like, should we take the family who've protected us to that place, because Strand does have the stuff to keep them safe. It's just the way Harry could rule. It could be similar to Negan, so they're not really sure. Because basically they're trying to find this person, the Padre, and they want to take the family with them to that place. But a bit later on in the episode, yeah, the family gets killed because Strand basically tries to. Well, basically, Strand does send like his companion to kill the family, make it like it was the people in the mask. Yeah, those people who have been going around just skinning the dead. Which I say in every episode. I probably thought they was responsible for what happened to him, and he felt a lot of guilt about it. And that trying to be the good guy isn't really enough. So it's kind of put him like in a situation where they'll go with Strand. So Strand's basically trying to trick them, thinking that it's the people in the mask, but it's actually Strand who killed the family basically. So that kind of shows how far Strand's willing to go to achieve his goal. Yeah, and get the people that he wants. Yeah, because I guess he does see a value in the Black Horses. Sherry and Dwight. Yeah. But a bit later on in the episode, they do find like a woman called Mickey. She's basically a wrestler, which basically seen someone famous in the apocalypse, kind of like with what they did with Beta, yeah, in the comic and TV show in The Walking Dead, yeah. He was like a famous sinner, and I've heard that before, that there was actually an album that Daniel listens to that's actually basically beta. Yeah, when he was a sinner. Yeah, so Daniel basically has beta's album that he was listening to before. Yeah. And I didn't really talk much about Daniel in the other episodes because we did see him a little bit, but it seems like he still has a bit of amnesia as well. Yeah. Or maybe it's like a Squid Game kind of trick. Oh god, I'm going to start with Squid Game because I still haven't reviewed that on my channel yet. Yeah, maybe I will before the end of the year. If you know what I'm talking about when it comes to old people. Yeah. But, Daniel's not that old anyway. But back to this episode. So yeah, basically they find a wrestler, Mickey, and Dwight feels like he recognizes her. And it's actually one of his childhood heroes when he used to go to shows with his dad, I think, and watch these wrestlers fight. And basically Mickey and her husband, Cliff, were like a wrestling tag team group. And he kind of watched them. And he was probably really happy to find Mickey. Yeah. But the thing is, like, her wrestling partner Cliff is missing, and she probably thinks that he's dead as well. Yeah, because she's kind of holed up in the place. She likes has been trapped all this time, separated from Cliff. So basically, Dwight and Sherry help her get back to their gym, the place that they built together, after their fame kind of disappeared and the apocalypse died. Yeah, because they got separated, and because each of them basically got trapped, but. Because yeah, they do help Mickey get back to her place, and there's a lot of workers that need to fight through, and then once they get inside, sadly Cliff's dead. Yeah, then we get like a sad scene for Mickey. Yeah, and she does get a letter that she gets to read with what happened and stuff. Yeah, saying goodbye. Yeah, and I guess they can kind of. Well, Sherry and Dwight can kind of relate to that because they kind of got a second chance, luckily. But it sucks that, Cliff and Mickey are not really going to get that. But they still try to hold her together because she feels like giving up in that moment. Yeah. And then, like, they get surrounded by walkers. Like I said, Mickey wanted to give up, but, Sherry keeps her together. And everyone else. Like, Dwight, because he kind of tells Sherry about that the family was killed by Strand, and then they're just working together to fight the zombies inside, the walkers inside the gym. They're basically doing like wrestling moves and stuff, like using chairs. Yeah, so Dwight's basically living his childhood dream, fighting with one of his childhood heroes. Yeah, doing wrestling moves and everything. So yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, you probably really like this episode. Yeah, and then the way how they finish it with, and just the music choice, man. They call him murder. That reggae song. Oh my god. Yeah, just everything. Because I think the person who played Mickey is actually normally like the person who either directs or, helps films these episodes. So she actually got to play a character in this episode. And I heard that Lenny James also helped film this, when it came to the wrestling stuff. Yeah. The action scenes. Yeah. Which is cool. So they basically stick together, but they're not really going to take, Strand's deal because because Dwight knows what he did, and I guess they're gonna try get on and find Padre, but then they run into the people with the mask, but then they kind of have like the same goal, finding Padre, so I guess they stick with him. Yeah, whoever that group is anyway, because they're the same people who have that bomb that's leaking, but yeah, and that's basically where it ends. So yeah, probably the best episode so far anyway. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, great episode. So yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I'm